Jesus be exalted, for holy is your name. Jesus be exalted, for glorious are your deeds. Wonderful, merciful, graceful, faithful and kind you are to me. Your name will be exalted above all. Jesus be exalted, for holy is your name. Jesus be exalted, for glorious are your deeds. Wonderful, merciful, graceful, faithful and kind you are to me. Your name will be exalted above all.
Your name will be exalted above all. Your name will be exalted above all.
Jesus be exalted, for holy is your name. Jesus be exalted, for glorious are your deeds. Wonderful, merciful, graceful, faithful and kind you are to me. Your name will be exalted above all. Jesus be exalted, for holy is your name. Jesus be exalted, for glorious are your deeds. Wonderful, merciful, graceful, faithful and kind you are to me. Your name will be exalted above all. Amen, Lord. Amen,
Your name will be exalted above all.
Magnify the name of the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together, for he is worthy of our praise. His name will be exalted above all.
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are here again with our regular program, Perspectives, My Life Story and Inspiration. And today we're having a new people, or it's not a regular program that we used to have. That is where we bring people in and interview them about their life story. But this one is all about awareness creation. We are in the 10th month, that is awareness creation of breast cancer. So today we are right here to bring you a very good show. And I want you to just call a friend to inform him that perspective is life. And I'll be back.
I'm modeling Jeffe Fafali Joyland,
Tacy Presla,
Laurentia Adaji, Pelikem Alberta, the senior prefect of EPC Malco Girls, and I endorse Perspectives.
I endorse Perspectives.
It is a very inspirational and educational program. I'm really touched. I've been touched by every single part of the story. I pray you all watch it and it will help you.
You will never regret your time spent with us.
Keep watching and stay tuned to Dela TV.
Keep watching Dela TV.
Keep watching Perspective,
My Story and Inspiration
on Dela TV. God bless you.
To partner, advert placement or for enquiry, please call or WhatsApp 0249 820 162. Perspectives, My Story and Inspiration.
Okay, we are back. Very soon we'll delve into the questions that we have. Before I do that, let me use the opportunity to thank the production team. Aaron is here, Alex is here, Nathan, Nathaniel, Selassie is here, Eric is here, Gail is here, and our in-house organist, Sedem Bagbu. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank Dr. and Mrs. Bagbo for the wonderful things they are doing for us. They always make sure we come on live. Then Madam Francisca Asalu in the United States. We say thank you for everything that you are doing, for supporting our show. We want to use this opportunity to thank Mrs. Ruby Chogbe, also in the United States of America, for all the good works they are doing for us to come on live. Yes, I have in the house Miss Paulina Nneka Adoba is a senior nursing officer at the Municipal Health Directorate. Then in the house again, I have Miss Vivian Adafia, is a public health nurse at the Municipal Health Directorate. Who she is responsible for the activities of all nurses and midwives at the health centers and CHIP zones in the municipality. You are welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So before we go into today's program, which is breast cancer awareness, Madam Vivian, you are the one in charge of all the nurses and midwives in whole municipality. How many CHIP compounds or health centers do you have, and how are they doing in the municipality as well?
Thank you very much. I am in charge of the nurses and midwives in the whole health centers and then the CHIP zones. The hospitals are on their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is it.
Okay. That is just by the way. Okay, so my viewers want to know more about you. Where did you grow up, and your education, basic education, secondary education? Just tell us something brief about it, then we'll go on.
Okay. I grew up at Rara.
Rara. Okay.
Just Afiako.
Just Afiako. Is that where you had your basic education?
That's where I had my basic education,
Okay.
and then my secondary education as well.
Okay.
So when I completed, I wanted to be a teacher.
Oh, really?
So I did a little people teaching.
Okay.
And
for how many years?
I did it for 7 years.
Where? Is it in Ho or Rara?
No, I did it in the villages, Nkonya, in the Biakuya district.
That is now OT region.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was trying my best to enter the training college. I don't know what happened. It couldn't materialize.
Okay.
And then I found my way entering the nursing profession.
Okay.
As a community health nurse.
Okay.
So there I did community nursing for 5 years.
Okay.
Also in the Jasikan district. And then at Tetema and Nsuta. Then I continued and entered the registered general nursing school here.
Okay.
And then I did RGN, and then I was posted to Hohwe.
So that was your first station.
Hospital.
That was your first station.
Yes, that was my first
so,
station. So from there
Okay, reverends or ministers or pastors in the gospel will tell you theirs was a calling.
Yeah.
So will you say yours is also a calling?
I would say maybe yes.
It was a calling because you wanted to become a teacher.
I wanted to become a teacher.
Then God called you to become a nurse to help. Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
So I remember one Reverend Imo.
Reverend Imo. Okay. Yes.
He inspired me so much.
Okay.
To enter nursing.
Okay.
So I entered nursing, and I remember one thing he told me.
Okay.
that theirs is a calling, and after ministries, it is the nursing profession.
Okay.
It's also another calling.
Another
So now that I'm entering, I should give off all my best. And remember, it's a calling. I don't forget that statement.
Okay.
So since then, I've been passionate about what I do for nursing.
For nursing.
Yes.
Okay.
So I continued. I did a little of that in Hokwe.
Okay.
And then I went back to school, did midwifery, because when I see pregnant women, I have so much passion for them. And me myself, when I was going to deliver, what I went through, I said when I become a midwife, I will never allow anybody to go through that. It was a bad experience.
Okay.
So I went into midwifery. I practiced for a while, and then now I'm a public health nurse.
Okay. So now she's a public health nurse in the Ghana Health Service right here in Home Municipality. Okay, so should I say Mrs. or Miss Paulina? Which one should I mention?
Okay, so it's Miss Paulina Aduba.
Aduba.
But I'm a Mrs.
You are a
I'm
Mrs.
Wusa.
Wusa. Okay. So was yours also a calling, or yours is just like maybe the money lured you into it?
Okay, so before anything, I'd like to say good afternoon to your lovely viewers. Well, mine was an inspiration.
Okay.
And eventually I developed the passion for it. So I would say it's a calling at a point, because it wasn't my first, what I desired to do. But I think along the line, I loved to do what I do. Yes.
So where did you grow up?
I actually grew up in Ho.
In Ho.
Yes.
So you had all your basic education, everything.
Most of my basic education.
So which
Actually,
school?
Most of my education. I went to Mali GSS.
Okay.
And I continued to Mali Secondary School. Then I went to nurses training in Ho.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are have you?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a proud have you.
Proud have you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I continued to go nurses training, and I obtained my RGN certificate there.
Okay.
Then I was supposed to work at the Volta Regional Hospital, then now Ho Teaching Hospital.
Okay.
I worked at the accident and emergency units for a while, and I was moved to the male medical ward.
Okay. How is it feeling like at a female in male medical ward? How is it feeling like?
Oh, it's
Were you shy?
It's nice. No, there's no shyness.
Oh, okay.
We've been trained.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
you've been trained to handle the opposite sex, and
Okay.
so it's not something you even consider at all.
Okay.
It doesn't click your mind that, hey, I'm in a male ward. Yes.
Okay.
But it's an awesome experience, and it's been good. So I worked in the male ward. Then after that, I was transferred. Well, I opted for transfer
Okay.
to the Hohwe Government Hospital.
Why? Was it Mr. that was calling, or?
Yes, I had to join my husband.
Oh, okay.
At the
Okay.
Hohwe Municipal Hospital. Yes.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
went
he's
there.
also a health worker.
Yes.
Okay.
a health worker.
Let me wait. Where did he started the thing?
Oh, we actually met here in Ho.
Oh, okay.
In church.
Okay. Which church? So that maybe my guys will also start
Yeah,
maybe
so-
looking around in the church as well.
Lighthouse Chapel. in
Lighthouse. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So worked in Hokwe Hospital. I worked in the children's ward.
Okay.
Yes, I love working with children.
Oh, okay.
And so I worked there for a while, and I continued my education at UHAS.
You have so okay.
Yes, we were actually the second batch for.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but we had our first graduation in the school.
In the school.
Pioneering. Surprisingly, I was in the same class with Sister Vivian.
Oh, really?
Yes, we
And you are now in the same office. How is it like?
It's nice knowing that you have somebody to look up to, because she is a pioneer when it comes to work experience in general, both in the clinical area and in the public health sector. So at least I'm always comfortable because I know I have somebody who knows her way around, and I can always rely on that person. Yes.
Okay.
And so I think that from there I was posted to Biakuye.
Okay.
I worked at the Nkonya Municipal Health Directorate.
Okay.
Then after 2-3 years I was posted back to Whole Municipal Health Directorate, where I work presently.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So those are their background information for you to know that the people that are here are capable and ready to delve into the program that we have. I am sitting in for our regular host, Reverend DNA Afram, who is currently out, and he will join us very soon or next program. Yes, before we go, we are in the 10th month and it's a breast cancer awareness creation. Listen to this. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in the world among women. There are 1.1 million new cases of female breast cancer each year worldwide. Approximately 70% of all cancer deaths will occur in low and middle income countries. Breast cancer remains the most commonly diagnosed cancer in women worldwide. According to 2020 Globacan report, Ghana is estimated to record 4,650,000 new breast cancer cases, which is more than double of estimated 2,062 new cases in 2012, with close to 50% of them dying. The high mortality rate is mainly due to late stage presentation. Most of the women affected with breast cancer are below the ages of 50 in Ghana. That is 52%. Now, I want my guests to clear some myth and misconception among people. In Ghana, there are a lot of myth and misconception about breast cancer, which contribute to the late stage presentation. Some of these myths and misconceptions are: 1, breast cancer is not curable. Today we will know whether it can be cured or it will just be like that. Breast cancer is caused by witchcraft or evil spirits. Well, I heard something in my village. A man just touched a woman's breast and they said, yes, it's breast cancer or whatever. So we'll get to know. Breast cancer is spiritual disease. Breast cancer is by faith. It's a result as a curse on family. It's the result of a person's failure. The woman died from mastocome. Yes. Breast cancer is stigmatized. So today we'll learn everything about breast cancer. So that brings the question. Yes. Let me ask first, what is breast? Let me just ask that question. What is breast? I don't know what a breast is.
Okay. I'm not sure you don't know what a breast is. Because everybody knows what a breast is. Even my 4-year-old child knows what a breast is.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So a breast is like it's an organ.
Okay.
Of the body. It's just like every other body part.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so the breast is located on the chest of a human being.
Okay.
Males have breasts.
Okay.
Females have breasts. So everybody has breasts, actually.
Everybody else.
Yes.
Okay. I also
However,
have
the breast of a woman or a lady is far bigger than that of a man.
But sometimes you see some men also having bigger one.
Yes.
But it's just that they don't put on the bra.
Yes. So mostly the breast is actually made up of adipose tissues, fat tissues.
Oh, okay.
And so definitely when you grow fat, when you become obese as a man, definitely it's going to grow big as well.
Okay.
But it doesn't have some of the features,
Okay.
and it doesn't do some of the things a female breast would do. So
Okay.
definitely, it is not the same as a
Same as-
female breast.
Okay. So what is breast cancer?
Thank you. Before before I talk about the breast cancer, I will want to maybe clear our minds on cancer itself, what cancer actually is. Cancer in general terms is cancer are uncontrollable cells that are composed in an organ. You know, God made us with using cells, and these cells multiply at various parts of the body to form organs, and these organs also come together to form tissues to form the whole human body. So when these cells that we are made of begin to grow uncontrollably, or they divide as it's supposed not to be, they form tumors, and that is what we call cancer. And every organ, this can affect any part of the human body. So any part of the body that is affected begins to bear the name of that disease. So if it is the eye, we call it cancer of the eye. If it affects the stomach, cancer of the stomach. If it is the bone, then we call it cancer of the bone, or bone cancer. The same thing applies to the breast. So when the disease affects the breast, then we call it cancer of the breast or breast cancer. And yeah, and this actually affects mostly the we have tubes in which the milk flows, which we call the milk duct. So that is where the cancer affects most often. And this cancer cells can either be harmful or not. The unharmful one, we normally call them benign, and then the harmful ones, the harmful ones, we call them malignant. The unharmful ones, they can be there, they are friendly, they can be there, and it will not cause any disease. But the other one, the malignant one, the harmful one, they normally develop roots into, they are also living things. They feed on our blood, so they develop roots and then infiltrate into the adjacent tissues, or the tissues that are surrounding the breast organs. They infiltrate, penetrate into the walls, and then they feed, and then they destroy all those organs.
So what causes all these things? What causes them?
Okay, so to just add to what Sister Vivian said, so I think like she said, we have the tumors. Okay, the tumors, we have the malignant tumors and the benign tumors. Okay. So we can say non-cancerous and cancerous. So the malignant tumors, like she said, they are the cancerous tumors, and the benign ones are the non-cancerous tumors. So what causes breast cancer? Actually, we cannot pinpoint any actual cause for breast cancer, but we have predisposing factors. We have things that when they are in play, we can say that they predispose one to the possibility of having breast cancer. So some of these things are, one mainly is your sex. Once you are a female, there's a possibility or there's a probability that you may develop a tumor in your lifetime.
So every woman is at risk.
Every woman is at risk. Yes. Even though men also have breast cancer, women are more at risk of having breast cancer.
Okay. So what is the situation or what is the situation on breast cancer when it comes to Ghana?
Okay, so I didn't finish with the cause, the probable
the causes.
yes. So we are speaking on risk.
Risks, yeah.
So we have quite a lot of risk. People who haven't given birth before age 30,
It's 30.
yes,
Okay.
are at risk of developing breast cancer.
Okay.
Also, people who are overweight,
Over it.
yes, people who are overweight are at risk of developing breast cancer. People who have a history of breast cancer in their family are at risk of developing breast cancer. Also, people who have never breastfed,
Okay.
have
Just like those who have never given birth.
never given birth before, are at risk of developing breast cancer. People who are heavy smokers, people who consume a lot of alcohol, are also at risk of developing breast cancer. Then we also have exposure to radiations. So nowadays we have a lot of gadgets that emit radiations. Our phones, for instance, they emit radiations. Sometimes you may have a disease and you have been asked to take an X-ray. That's exposure to radiation. Sometimes frequent exposure to those radiations, as well as those who work there, if you don't protect yourself from the rays, you are at risk of having breast cancer if you're a female, most especially. Yes. And so other hormones in the body also have a role to play when it comes to breast cancer. That's the estrogen in females. Yes. Those are some of the risk factors. Yes.
Okay. So Miss Paulina, I want you to do one thing for me right now.
Okay.
I want you to look into this camera.
Okay.
Tell women that have never given birth that maybe they prepare their mind that they will never give birth, they will never get married. Tell them something. And women that have been putting mobile phone in their breasts. You see women, these are market women.
Yeah.
You see them putting phone and other things in their breast in order not to get missing or whatever. So I want you to look into this camera. You speak the English language and speak your dialect for me into this.
Okay, so well, like you said, childbirth, okay, is everything. It's something every woman wants, and so if for no fault of yours you have never given birth, I don't think you should beat yourself to it. Children are gifts from God, and I think that at the right time you have your child. However, for those who purposefully decide not to give birth, I'm not talking about the Roman sisters here, because they also have their belief and it's religion for them. And so if you just for no reason decide not to give birth, I think that you should reconsider your decision. And also, to the market women out there, we should get ourselves purses that we can put our phones in, that we can keep our phones. Nowadays we have this waist bags that we can use. We can put our phones there instead of putting our phones inside our braziers. It emits radiations, and these radiations can predispose you to having breast cancer. So melegoglobe lenya kitopite me glofiflya mi be elebe demia lebe na mia dokuwe totomia no no hele no dra lasime na he enya mede hetan kona ope nufomo danade ope brazia mea mede kuku medwe ma na nyabe elebe na jujo elabe na nyape nufomo wa o dena na nemi na be radiation radiation ya enana mietan kona breast cancer eya ta medwe na ma dajifo na asimenon de se de be na jagbagba waji akpetevi na wakọ epe phone plega o kata kodeme be mavano emonu mavano na breast cancer ke wavalemi o akpe.
Okay. So
maybe to add to what Auntie Paulina said, the risk factors. You know, nowadays a lot of us are living sedentary lifestyles.
Yeah.
So exercise, when you are not doing too much exercises, it predisposes you to obesity.
Okay.
And that also leads to you.
So in order to prevent it, we should exercise
active. At least, if not twice in a week, you should do some vigorous exercise, and even walking every day.
At least for 30
minutes every day is enough.
Okay.
Then also,
is it just a normal walking, or it should be
a brisk walking?
Oh, okay.
It's good.
Okay.
I wonder, I see some people maybe 100 meters away, they want to pick a candle. I just don't understand when that is so healthy to us. Walking is so healthy to us. And also, you know, nowadays, I don't know whether it is fashion. People give birth and they don't want to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They give birth all right.
They don't want to breastfeed.
Yeah. They wouldn't want to breastfeed.
What did the baby feed on?
Some are afraid that their breasts will sag.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are.
So how do they breastfeed the baby?
Well, like sister is saying, they buy formula.
They buy formula for the babies and they leave the breast milk. I don't know who they leave the breast milk for. That is also a dangerous.
Chlorine, or it will just be there.
That is it. They will lactate all right, but you know, when you don't continue to breastfeed, it stops.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Production stops.
Oh, okay.
So it becomes normal.
Okay.
But all the same, no matter whether you breastfeed or not, as you grow, your breast will sag. When you add weight, the weight, because there are fatty tissues around the breast, they also become bigger, and then the breast will definitely sag.
Okay, so we're talking about breast cancer, and we are in the 10th month, and it's on perspectives, my story and inspiration. Women at age 30, women that have decided not to give birth, please, it's not from me. You are at risk. Let's go for a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll go more into it. My name is Mauli, and I'm sitting in for Reverend DNA Afram.
I'm modeling Jeffe Bafali Joyland, T Superstar,
Laurentia Adaji,
Pelikem Alberta, the senior prefect of EPC Malco Girls,
and I endorse Perspectives.
I endorse Perspectives.
It is a very inspirational and educational program. I'm really touched.
I've been touched by every single part of the story.
I pray you all watch it and it will help you.
You will never regret your time spent with us.
Keep watching and stay tuned to Dela TV.
Keep watching Dela TV.
Keep watching Perspective
My story and inspiration
on Dela TV. God bless you.
To partner, advert placement, or for enquiry, please call or WhatsApp 0249 820 162. Perspectives, my story and inspiration.
you. Thank you too. Bye. See you some other time. Okay. All right.
Okay, welcome back from the commercial break. This is your program, most educative program, Perspectives, My Story and Inspiration. And we have here, and I have here, Miss Vivian Adoba and Adafia. Okay, thank you so much for the correction. And I have here Miss Paulina Neka Adoba. Yes, we're talking about breast cancer and some comments before I continue with the questions. Miss Victoria Peli, that is a Municipal Health Director, great inspiration. Logic Clet, this Serum, watching live from Sogakope with my family, Dela TV, big ups to good work you are doing. Adam Fiebo, I see you, LP Paulina. What's the meaning? Oh, you're a pastor?
Yes, I'm a pastor.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for telling us you're a pastor. You didn't tell us that part. Okay. Alexander Achogbe, I see you, LP, Dr. Mrs. Paulina Wasa. Who is that?
Usa.
Usa?
That's
okay. That's your husband, I guess so.
No.
Oh, okay. Then Adam Fiebo again. Come on. Then the rest, big ups. Okay, big ups to you. We are live on YouTube as well, so you can keep your comments, your questions coming, and we will read them here for them to answer your questions and your comments as well. Okay, let's continue. How can one know that he or she has breast cancer?
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you once again for having us here. Okay, so breast cancer. How can one know he or she has breast cancer? Well, breast cancer can be detected by knowing the signs. So if you know the signs, then you are able to tell whether you have breast cancer or not. However, if you still see these signs, please, you have to visit the nearest hospital so that you get yourself re-examined and you have a lot of tests conducted. So, signs of breast cancer. Sister earlier on said that it's an uncontrollable growth of cells in the breast. So definitely we are looking at a lump in the breast, whether painful or not. Mostly breast cancer starts with a painless lump or painless mass in the breast. Yes. And so if you detect that you have a mass, as little as it is, kindly visit the nearest hospital. Also, when you realize that your breast is changing, as a woman, as a man, you should know how your breast looks like. And so we advocate that every time you check monthly, you examine monthly. And so you stand in front of a mirror, you observe both breasts. And so it tells you how your breast looks like. And so if you start seeing changes, you are able to detect it early. We also have something we call dimpling. I don't know if I can have that on the table. The orange. I have an orange here for so we have something we call dimpling. I'll come back to the orange thing. We have another thing we call scaling or redness. So when you see that your breast is becoming red, okay, or your breast is in our we'll say electrode.
Okay.
So that's scaling. Electrode.
Okay.
You know that there's a sign, there's a cause for alarm.
Okay.
When your nipples suddenly inverts, you know the nipples are supposed to protrude.
Okay.
And so when all of a sudden you realize that your nipples are retracted or inverted,
Okay.
then you have to visit the hospital for additional examination. Also, when you feel pain, like I said, it starts as a painless lump, but sometimes people have pain in the breast. And so when you feel pain in the breast, it's also a sign that you shouldn't ignore. Another thing is the discharge from the nipples. When you are not breastfeeding and you realize that you are discharging from the nipples, you should know that there's a cause for alarm, and so you should visit the nearest hospital. And when there's discoloration of the breast, yes, you realize that the color of your breast is changing, you should know that there's a sign that you have to really work on. So like I was saying, the dimpling, I don't know if we can see this. You see how rough? Yes, this is, yes, you see how it looks, the dimpling.
Okay.
Sometimes the breast changes and it looks like this.
Wow.
Yes. And so this is also a sign of breast cancer.
Okay.
And this here would want to depict a sore on the breast.
Okay.
So when you see sores that have lasted for more than a week, you should have to report to the nearest hospital. Yes, so these are some of the signs of breast cancer. If you notice any change in shape of your breast as well, like I said, you should also seek further medical advice.
Okay, so what age groups will you say they are at risk of this breast cancer? Which age group?
Okay. Thank you. We'll say the age groups varies in different countries.
Okay.
We'll say for Ghana, the moment you start to menstruate, you should be, the moment you start to menstruate and you develop breast, you should be thinking about it.
Okay.
Especially the adolescents.
Okay.
From adolescents till your menopause.
Okay.
So for you being a woman and you're having breasts, you should be expecting they are at risk.
Oh, okay. Okay, Miss Paulina, you mentioned that when you see changes and other things in your breast, peeling, yes, peeling off or breast discharging, you should check. Can my question is, can anyone walk to any hospital or any health center or clinic or whatever to check for this, or there are specific hospitals that you have to go to check all this?
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm glad you asked that question. So for detection, we actually advocate early detection, because once you detect early, then you can start early treatment, and so it will prevent death from breast cancer. And so, like you're asking, do you have a specific? We don't have a specific, because everybody is trained, every health worker is trained to be able to carry out at least physical breast examination. And so if you see that you have any sign, you can walk to any nearest CHIPS compound, health center, clinic, hospital, and report. So what happens is that if you report to a CHIPS compound, we have what we call the referral system. After they examine you and they detect any change or any lump in your breast, then they would refer you further to where you need to seek a special care. Yes, so don't be afraid of going to even the CHIPS compound. The nurses there are capable to do the least examination, and they'll refer you to the right channel.
So, okay, you can walk to any hospital, any clinic, any
Yes.
compound
Yes.
to check for breast cancer.
Yes.
As well. So, do men also at risk, or are they also at risk, men, of breast cancer?
Okay, yes. So like I said, yes, men are also at risk. However, like I said, the numbers are more in women. I think after this, Sister Vivian will talk a little bit about the statistics in Ghana. And so men are at risk as well, because men, like I said, they have breast. And so once you have breast, you can develop breast cancer. So for the men as well, if you realize that there are changes in your breast, please don't be shy. Walk to the nearest CHIPS compound, the nearest health center, or the nearest hospital. If you think you cannot even do that, and you know somebody who can, a nurse who can just examine you for the time being, please don't hesitate to do that. We would give you the necessary support that we can.
Okay, so Sister Vivian, can you give us the statistics?
Okay, thank you very much. In Ghana, we realize that data itself is not very much seen or documented, but in 20